The next morning, as you can see, there's no bubble nest. And now normally too, they'll build the bubble nest underneath the cellophane, and this guy did not do it. Even when I took a spoon, you can actually move the bubble nest very gently, and tried to put it under the cellophane. He kept pushing it out. The cellophane is to encourage them to make their nest there, but also it keeps the bubbles more intact, because even with all of this humidity, what happens with humidity? Well, it drips. And so when it keeps dripping on the bubble nest, that also breaks it apart. And when you have it underneath the cellophane, that's an extra layer of protection. So day 3, and yeah, that was pretty disappointing. You'll notice a different colored fella swimming in here now. Because my female's ready, I don't want to just put her back in there. You know, they can reabsorb the eggs, but it can also cause, you know, I had one female, she was ready, she had eggs, and there was no male available, and so I thought, okay, I'm gonna try and, you know, I've heard from a lot of people they just reabsorb the eggs. Well, she unfortunately, her ovaries split open and from the outside, and she ended up passing. And so that was just a lesson to me that, you know, if I have a ready female, let me be ready with a ready male. So what I did is I grabbed my white opal. He's one of my proven breeders. He's a very, very attentive father. He tends to be a little more gentle with the females as well. So I dropped him in there. I put the female back in the isolation chamber in this little breeder box so they can get to know each other a little. And the reason she's in there and he's out is because, well, he has a job to do now. He needs to start making another bubble nest. So right now he's just really interested in her and seeing who she is, and very excited. So we'll see what happens. He should probably start making that nest fairly quickly. Like I said, he's a proven dad. He knows what he's doing. I actually have some of his smaller fry in a grow out tank up here. Let's see, not the little blue one. There we go, there's one of his babies. Sometimes I put the females in here and I just start little tiny fry beta sororities. And but if they start picking on each other, then, you know, then they go into cups. But I just like to watch them grow out sometimes. They end up growing out a little bit slower because when you have the babies together, baby bettas will release, it's like a hormone or a pheromone into the water. It's actually a growth inhibiting hormone. Why they do that, I don't know. I think it's a survival tactic. I also think it's so that way the one that grows largest can pick off the younger ones. I mean, they were literally bred to be fighting fish. But anyway, yeah, that's a whole nother video. That's a whole nother tangent. But I do like kind of watching them grow out a little bit. So I have this little, it's a overflow box. That way they're getting constant fresh water go through. And yeah, I just like watching them. Another video I want to make is on betta sororities, because there's this sort of misnomer that you can have a bunch of females together and it will be fine. In some cases, you can have a bunch together, but you know what? They are aggressive fish. And when you have them together, once they get to a certain age, certain size, certain tank conditions, you know, it's not as happy a family as you might think. So that's going to be another video later on. But for now, let's get back to the new couple and check back later today. Hopefully he's got a bubble nest going and she is more than ready. So hopefully we can get some breeding action.